Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Frank Omalape. In our major story, President Goodluck Jonathan and other African leaders end summit on terrorism in Kenya with a resolve to jointly fight insurgency across the continent. Also in this program, the All Progressive Congress wants President Goodluck Jonathan to hand over former Borno State Governor Modu Sharif and former Chief of Army Staff Azubike Ihejirika to the International Criminal Court for trial over terrorism. Former Lagos State Governor and APC chieftain Bola Tinubu denies under the table oil deal with Petroleum Minister Deiziani Alice Madueke in reply to Tommy Kimi's allegations. Outside Nigeria now, Iraqi forces gain more grounds in battle over Islamist jihadists. We begin tonight. The African Leaders Summit on Terrorism in the Kenyan capital of Nairobi has ended with resolve to work together and create a united front in the fight against this scourge on the continent. The summit, under the aegis of the African Union and hosted by the Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, had in attendance the President of Nigeria and Somalia, Goodluck Jonathan, and Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, both of whom are currently battling Islamist insurgency and Al-Qaeda-linked groups. The one that failure to act will be disastrous for the continent. The one-day summit also aims to review AU's effort at combating terrorism in Africa. Some of the leaders spoke on the need to come together to combat the scourge of terrorism on the continent.
I have no doubt that the Nairobi meeting will mark a new and important step in our collective efforts to prevent and combat terrorism.
You will agree that globally terrorism has also become intrinsically linked with other transnational crimes, including drug trafficking, poaching, money laundering, therefore exasperating the threat to our continent.
The choice of Nairobi as the venue of this meeting is highly symbolic. It is an expression of our union's solidarity with Kenya and its people as they confront the terrorist threat arising from Al-Shabaab activities. We will not forget the shocking acts that engulfed this city just 1 year ago during the Westgate attack.
Nigeria's largest opposition party, the All Progressive Congress, wants President Goodluck Jonathan to hand over former Borno State Governor Modu Sharif and the former Chief of Army Azubike Ihejirika to the International Criminal Court for investigation and prosecution. This according to the parties after they have been identified as sponsors of Boko Haram by an Australian negotiator, Stephen Davies. Party chairman John Odigi Oyegun said at a news conference in Abuja that only the ICC can properly try the duo since the president is not willing to act on the Australians' claims.
Now that the cat has been let out of the bag and the real sponsors of Boko Haram have been exposed, we hope President Jonathan will summon the courage today to do what is right. Hand over the identified Boko Haram sponsors to the International Criminal Court for investigation and prosecution. There's no doubt that Boko Haram has committed crimes against humanity in its scorched earth campaign against unarmed citizens. And the most appropriate body to investigate and try the sex sponsors is the ICC. In view of the fact that the alleged Boko Haram sponsors are either members of the ruling party or friends of the president, it is clear that the PDP-led federal government is unwilling and unable to try them. Hence, we are making this call. We want to assure our fellow compatriots, all Nigerians, that they can rest assured that the APC will not allow this issue to be swept under the carpet, as seems to have been happening to our 200+ daughters and sisters who have been for months now under captivity.
While the Boko Haram menace in Nigeria has remained a major issue affecting the entire nation, the latest was the attack launched on Bama in Borno State, which was reportedly repelled by the army. Speaking on our flagship program, CoreTV, legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole says corruption in the military has been a major hindrance of effort at curbing the rise in insurgency.
Before you can get to the Nigerian army today, you will require either to have a letter from one general, from one emir, from one police commissioner or IG or police. So if people go into the army with that kind of background, not that they want to make army an evocation, not that they are convinced that is a place to be, but because they simply wanted a job and they think the army is a place you get your regular salary, because they have connections in the high places and other, they get in there. When they get into those places and other, I'm sorry to say, these are not people who might be able to deliver on the challenges that the army require.
For his part, public affairs analyst Bola Oba revealed that Nigeria military has been in the forefront of the battle against the insurgents.
One who believes, either foolishly or whichever way anybody looks at it, I'm one who believes that given the contemporary antecedents of Nigerian soldiers, these boys are heroes. They are fantastic fighters. And I'm not saying it because I just want to sound very patriotic or very eulogistic to our servicemen. The commendations they get from international services they give to United Nations are indicative enough that our boys are not cowards.
The president of Women Arise Initiative, Joe Okello-Dumaki, has expressed concern over the inability of the federal government to rescue the abducted Chibok schoolgirls. Dumaki would describe the development as a shame on the country's often vaunted military capability and assure the mothers of the girls and the entire Chibok community to remain hopeful that she and others in the campaign to bring back the girls will do all that is necessary to ensure that they return safely to their families.
I just want us to realize that the rescue is a collective responsibility of all of us. We must do all we can. No, we can never forget those girls. They are today, they are tomorrow. They are our heroine. We can never, ever forget them. And that is why spending one day with the terrorists is like spending 1,000 years. Governments, people, all of us must do all we can to rescue those girls. The terrorists are mother sleep. I've not slept since the day those girls have been taken. And until they are rescued, I can never sleep. So girls, wherever you are, it's about 135 days now. We are with you in solidarity. No, never. We can never lose you to terrorists. And terrorists, wherever you are, they should realize that women brought them to this world. And with that girls that they have taken, they wouldn't have been brought forth to this world. Please, they must release those girls. And as we all join forces together, that rescue is important, it's paramount. The girls must be rescued now.
National leader of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, has finally responded to allegations made against him by a former chieftain of the party, Tommy Kemi. The one-time head of the major committee of the legacy parties had while quoting APC, claimed that Tinubu sealed a deal with the Petroleum Minister Desiani Alisimaduke on the eve of the party's national convention. He also accused the party's national leader of installing a stooge as national chairman. But in a one-page statement made available to journalists, the former Lagos State governor described the claims as an absurd falsehood and insisted that he was not a party to the Oando-ConocoPhillips transaction. Tinubu argued that it was a private sale of assets, not a government patronage between two companies, which he had not interest in. He also noted that Oando had been investigated by the South African authorities and no link was made to him or any political exposed person. On allegations of selling out Nuhu Ribadu, the former presidential candidate of the Defunct Action Congress of Nigeria, the APC leader wondered how he could have told hundreds of thousands of people not to vote for the party without it being a public knowledge. He, however, dropped a hint on why Kimi was not back for the party chairmanship when he noted he was never seriously committed to APC. Now, Tinubu accused Kimi of playing out a PDP script all along. And now, recognizing the role of information in enlightening the people, the All Progressive Congress has charged all its publicity secretaries across the federation to furnish the electorate with vital knowledge of government operations hidden from the public glare. Oluwaseyi Adegoke has details of the APC State Publicity Secretary Summit in this report presented from our studios.
The All Progressives Congress, no doubt, is the major opposition party in Nigeria, and so whenever the party gathers its leaders, attentions are always drawn to such meetings. The summit of all the state publicity secretaries of the party is not an exception. The high and the mighty from across the country gathered here at Ikeja, Lagos, GRA for the meeting. The theme of the summit is repositioning for change. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Lagos, Henry Ajomale, says the party secretaries must be alert and ready to serve the people at all times.
The engine oil that is used to grease the party, and the more you are able to be vocal and focused and be able to be courageous enough to point out the ills of this PDP in your various states. Whatever they have been doing since 1999 in this country has not pushed this country forward. Rather, it's bringing us back.
The APC Publicity Secretary in Lagos, Joe Igbokwe, says the party must bring out a synergy that will break the stronghold of the ruling PDP in no distant future.
I join you to seize the great opportunity this meeting offers all of us to re-energize our strength, renew our focus, and that of the progressive Nigerians, to break from this stronghold of corrupt, inept, and clueless government. I want to let you know that it takes a lot of effort and determination to break the stronghold of corrupt party and a government that has looted the common patrimony of Nigerians for the past 15 years.
In the same vein, Lateef Raji, representative of the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lahi Mohammed, stressed the party's readiness to inform the people about the workings of the government which the ruling party ordinarily would want hidden from the people.
Positioning our party for change, what we need to do is to have a seamless dissemination of information. The PDP for 16 years cannot point to a manifesto and give us a published manifesto of their party for the past 15 years. But we have a manifesto, and like I said, that is what represents us.
The All Progressives Congress has described this gathering as one of the strategic summits designed to break the stronghold of the ruling party, which, in their opinion, has swallowed down the pace of development in the country.
You're still watching CoreTV News at prime time. After the break, Kaduna recalls first Ebola suspected case. Find out the details when we return from this break after this timeout. Join us again.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Welcome you to From the Ivory Tower and happenings around the country. Varsity teachers get to air their views. Students are actually not left out. We bring you intellectual ends from the events happening around you. It is dedicated to educating the populace with a spice of entertainment.
From the Ivory Tower, Tuesdays, only on CoreTV News. One continent, 54 countries, over 2,000 languages, but united with similar interests. As news breaks, we give you in-depth analysis around Africa every Monday on CoreTV News.
You're still watching CoreTV News at prime time. A 19-year-old boy from Zaria, Kaduna State was on Tuesday put under isolation at the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital for exhibiting symptoms of the deadly Ebola virus disease. Kaduna State Commissioner for Health, Tort Dogo, will confirm this, says the hospital authorities alerted the ministry when they suspected that the man, who is an undergraduate of ABU, started showing some signs of Ebola symptoms like high fever and rashes on his body. After over a week, he was admitted at the hospital. Dogo says the blood sample of the patient has been taken to a laboratory in Lagos for test. According to him, the outcome of the laboratory result will determine further actions. He noted that the state government has provided the hospital management with protective equipment for its team of medical personnel attending to the patient. In order to curtail the spread of the Ebola virus disease in Nigeria, some medical experts have recommended steps needed to reduce its spread. Olajumoke Olatuji has more in this report.
As the death toll from the Ebola virus disease continues to rise, some professors of medicine have shown great concerns over the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria. Speaking at the Third Progressive Governors Forum in Owerri, Professor of Medicine from the University of Nigeria, Joy Okoye, tasked Nigerian leaders on challenges like lack of health modalities and poor awareness. She gave recommendations that could help tackle the Ebola virus disease.
We should have a proactive surveillance system that is able to hunt information on what is prevailing all across the nations. And the way to do it is not just to have only the surveillance team know what has to be put in place, but to have all healthcare providers all over the country in a step-down train of trainers, and ensure that even down to the clerk at the reception knows exactly what to expect.
President of the Nigerian Academy of Sciences and former Vice Chancellor of Redeemers University, Oyewale Tomori, says the citizenry needs to be engaged and the health system integrated with education.
We have put health back on the political agenda. If our political leaders do not lead the citizens of this country in fully imbibing and exhibiting our core national ethics, values of honesty, freedom, democracy, human rights, equity, social justice, law and order, excellence in our everyday life, our health will become our death, and our milestones will become our millstones. One other issue before I go. If you notice, we have been talking about polio in Nigeria for the last so many years. Every time we have an election in this country, polio upsurges. We got the information in 2007, we had it in 2011, and we're going to have it in 2015. It's left for each and every one of us not to abandon the good of the people because we want to come back to it.
I think one of the things that was maybe mentioned but not emphasized a lot was actually improving the health literacy of our communities. I think a lot of the preventive actions have to start from community level, and we need to work very hard with health promotion and health education to empower our communities to take charge of their own health.
16 APC governors under the aegis of the Progressive Governors Forum have gathered once again, this time to prefer solutions to the challenges in the Nigerian health system, especially now that the Ebola virus disease has found its way into Nigeria through the late Patrick Sawyer. But whether the recommendations from this forum will help in restructuring the Nigerian health system, only time will tell. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Owerri.
And now that more than 3 medical personnel have died from Ebola virus, health workers have been undergoing training on the best way to tackle the disease. The one-day session, which is facilitated by the Medical and Health Workers Union, is meant to equip those who will eventually pass down the knowledge to other health workers. But the union also wants the authorities to ensure that health workers are well protected to curtail further spread of the disease.
These are health workers. They have come from across the country to be trained on new ways of handling the treatment of the deadly Ebola virus. Some of them are from states yet to be affected by the virus, but they are here to take part in the training to prepare them for the unknown. Some participants say the training on handling the spread of the virus is timely.
Honestly, this workshop couldn't have come at a better time than now, because like you have known, Ebola is not only an international emergency, but also an emergency here in Nigeria. And protective issues have to be put in place so that the spread of the virus can be curtailed. So this workshop is particularly designed to equip health workers on how to prevent the spread of the deadly disease.
Yes, actually, it is a timely one, because even when we are now in the scare of Ebola in my state, all of you are aware that somebody escaped from Lagos and imported the disease into River State, and right now the government is trying to manage it. So this workshop wouldn't have been more timely than this. Now we have come to learn how the disease can be managed, prevented, and even controlled amongst the healthcare delivery professionals, because we are the first contact. And so if we have a first-hand knowledge of how we can protect, I think it will go a long way to prevent the further spread of this deadly virus.
For this health worker, providing health insurance will enhance healthcare service delivery in the country.
There should be sufficient, insurance. Insurance when you know that if peradventure in the course of rendering services and you are affected or something unwholesome happen to you, that your family will be protected. You'll be all up there, to give services without, not minding the interest of the federation. I mean, what I can call the interest of the federation will be at your, you have it at your heart. We think that government should provide, really robust insurance that will give the health workers, what it takes to go out there and render the services for the nation.
As the medical workers chart a course forward to contain the Ebola virus, they want the authorities to employ more health care workers. But they also insist that nothing is too much to be done to win the war against the virus.
Civil rights activists say government's response to the outbreak of Ebola virus has created panic amongst Nigerians. They also want politicians not to politicize the processes involved in dealing with the disease. The activists who gathered under the Say No campaign urged government to be accountable to the people in its quest to mobilize resources against Ebola disease. Federal Capital Territory Administration has directed that all vehicles plying the roads within the FCT should undergo a capturized vehicle test. To this end, vehicle inspection officers on Tuesday held a rally in Abuja City Center to sensitize motorists. Spokesman for the Directorate of Road Traffic Service says the test includes roadworthiness checks.
We don't realize that nothing for this life when they kill human being pass road traffic accident. Me and you know say most mechanics will get, not be all of them sabi well. Now trial and error in the do. When you bring your motor, come and computerized vehicle testing center. I go later give you the address. If you carry your motor go there, your motor go do all the necessary tests. They go know how well your engine there. They go know how you brake the catch. Everything will concern your motor, computer go talk about. If your motor get problem, they go write up for paper, give you. They go type the problem for paper, print and give you for hand. Now you go carry that list down. Come go meet your mechanic. Your mechanic will now see all the problem where they with the motor. You understand me? And your mechanic will look and come do the work for your motor. After mechanic don't service your motor finish, you must carry the motor again back to that computerized vehicle testing center. This time, no money is involved.
The Lagos chapter of the All Progressive Congress has given tacit support to the state government's regulation restricting movement of commercial motorcyclists, popularly called Okada riders, to some particular roads. Anita Fatiji has more in this package.
In line with the 2012 Lagos State Road Traffic Law, which restricted commercial motorcyclists from plying major highways and bridges, the state government says it does not have the intention to reverse the law now or in the near future. State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Henry Ajomale, says due to the restriction, the rate of accidents caused by motorcycles has reduced immensely.
Life of a single person in Lagos is very, very important to us. You will see the difference before the restriction of Okada in Lagos State and after. We have given statistics here to show clearly that it's almost zero accident by through Okada. And we have quoted some newspapers who have shown that accident has reduced by 80%, 85% on our roads. And as a party, we cannot be indifferent to the life of our people. They are the one voting for us. The life of one single person in Lagos is very critical to us.
He said efforts has been made to ensure the last-mile officials comply with road assigned to them.
We too have reported to the governor before arbitrary arrest, unfounded ticket issuing and other things. These are things that we told the governor that we have our people now in all the local government and in all the world that we monitor the last-mile officials this time around to ensure that they comply with the role that are assigned to them, not to go beyond that.
Ajomale appealed that the law should be allowed to stay the way it is, as it was made to protect public interests. Anita Fatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
You're watching CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take another break. We'll return with business news. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Nigerians continue to
Tonight, the city of Lagos once again has all roots.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
Welcome to the world of business with me, Sabena Izuku. As part of efforts to encourage the production of wheat in Nigeria, the federal government has approved 922 million naira in order to expand the wheat value chain. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, who was represented by the Northwest Regional Director, Dr. Iyam Leo, disclosed this while speaking at the press conference in Kaduna. He says the federal government is embarking on an awareness campaign to encourage wheat production in the country. According to him, the program, which started in 2012, saw wheat farmers in Nigeria planting grains neither certified nor hybrid wheat seed, which led to decline in productivity. Additional, who says the agricultural transformation agenda is a tool by the federal government to improve agricultural production, enhance incomes for farmers, reduce poverty, increase foreign exchange, enhance food security, and ensure national security. The federal government on Tuesday says the implementation of the Nigerian Sugar Master Plan, which will save the country 500 billion naira annually from the importation of refined sugar. The Executive Secretary, National Sugar Development Council, Dr. Lateef Busari, disclosed this in Abuja when he led the management team of the agency on a visit to the Director General of the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, Paul Ohi. Speaking at the meeting, Busari says, apart from the 500 billion naira to be saved, the policy would also help the sector create 115,000 direct jobs. He also revealed that through the policy, which is to emerge by 2020 to 2022, the country would produce 161 million litres of ethanol and generate 411 megawatts of electricity. The National Sugar Development Council boss also says the policy had assisted to prevent dumping of cheap sugar on the country and protect local producers. He called for cooperation from NAFDAC to ensure ban on importation of refined sugar in retail packs was fully implemented. To ensure the success of the policy, a managed fund agreement with the Bank of Agriculture worth 2 billion naira had been established with another funding facility with Bank of Industry valued at 10 billion naira for Sugar Investment Fund. This, according to him, would help provide single-digit interest loan for operators in the industry. OPEC crude oil production increased to one-year high in August, led by surging output in Nigeria. Production by 12-member Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, rose by 891,000 barrels a day to 31 million, according to the survey of all companies, producers, and analysts. Last month's total was slightly down because of changes to the Nigerian and Iranian estimates. Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Angola led gains as new deposits came online, security improved, and field maintenance programs ended. Iran and Venezuela were the only members to record production declines this month. Nigerian production climbed 380,000 barrels a day to 2.3 million in August, the most since January 2006. On the stock market report, equity transaction on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The Nigerian Stock Exchange All Shares Index dipped by -0.32% to close at 41,264.65 basis points. Market capitalization also decreased in the same manner and closes at 13.62 trillion naira. In all, a total of 296 million shares, valued at 6.5 billion naira, were exchanged in 6,034 deals. Report shows that Zenith Bank topped the gainers chart, followed by Guinness, Eternal Oil, International Breweries, and Dangote Cement. On the other hand, Nestle topped the losers chart, followed by 40 Oil, Webco PLC, Ashaka Cement, and Owando PLC. Meanwhile, here are the top 5 trends. That's it on business news. Franco Molapel will join you much later with sports and foreign news. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Our style, that's what he delivered. Here's that ball storming, no, he takes Toyol with a flying lead.
Go, taking them out in the lead.
You're still watching CoreTV Primetime News, and in sports now, as a crisis that has taken over Nigerian football shows no sign of abating. Member of the Committee of the Confederation of African Football CAF and former board member of the defunct Nigerian Football Association, Paul Bassi, has sounded a note of warning to the warring parties of an impending FIFA ban. Bassi, a veteran sports journalist, says the avoidable crisis, which is based only on the alleged selfish drive by some individuals to take over the leadership of the nation's football body using the state, which he added is against FIFA's rules.
Nigeria is in the process of changing the leadership of Nigerian Football Federation. After 4 years of the Aminu Megari administration, we're supposed to have an election in August. But suddenly, there were attempts, moves to rush him out of the office before his term expired. And FIFA says, no, you don't do it that way. FIFA says there must be an election. If by the 4th of September elections are not held as stipulated by FIFA, FIFA will have no choice but to ban Nigeria, suspend Nigeria from world football. Those who are trying to hold this country to ransom are selfish. They are thinking more of themselves than of this country, and they should please comply with FIFA directive, because we'll hold them responsible should this country be suspended from world football. The only way out is for the minister to tell those who are now in power, because he has supported them, to tell them to leave. That is the only way. If they don't leave by latest the 4th of September, definitely I can assure you this country will be suspended.
The national team camp is in high spirit as preparations commence for the weekend's game against Congo on Tuesday morning. Coach Stephen Keshi took charge of his first training session with the Super Eagles ahead of the upcoming 2015 African Cup of Nations qualifiers on Tuesday morning. The team had a light workout of the University of Calabar football pitch, overseen by the technical crew, including assistant coaches Daniel Omokachi and Valera Honduso, as well as goalkeeper coach Ike Shoromo. Pending the finalization of his new contract, Keshi agreed to take charge of the team for the matches against Congo and South Africa, as the Eagles hope to defend the title they won in Johannesburg in February 2013. The Nigerian coach Stephen Keshi has replaced goalkeeper Vincent Inyama with El Kanemi Warriors' first choice keeper David Obiazo for AFCON qualifiers against Congo and South Africa. Nigeria hosts Congo on Saturday in Calabar, and 4 days later will be the guests of South Africa in Cape Town. Inyama withdrew from the AFCON qualifiers against Congo in South Africa so as to attend to some pressing family problems. The situation of Schalke forward Chinedu Obazi is still up in the air as his German Bundesliga club are yet to release him for the qualifiers. Schalke claimed the player's passport is held up by Champions League registration. And now Stoke City have confirmed that a knee injury will sideline Nigerian forward Osaze Odewinge for the foreseeable future. Osaze suffered a major knee injury in the 1-0 win over the reigning Premier League champions Manchester City at the weekend. Manager Mark Ho says it is unfortunate that the club looked like being without Peter for a while, but felt it was important that they moved to bolster the resources at their disposal following the setback. Now, Andy Murray believes he is close to playing his best tennis after beating Wilfred Susanga to reach the US Open quarterfinals. The Briton won 7-5, 7-5, 6-4 at Flushing Meadows to set up a meeting with world number 1 Novak Djokovic on Wednesday. Murray, 27, will go into that match on the back of his first win over a top 10 player in 14 months. Everything out there on the court, the last slam of the year. I hope I can play well, according to him. Murray had not beaten a top 10 player since last year's Wimbledon final until Tuesday and had let a number of strong positions slip away in recent matches, including against Susanga in Canada last month. Andy Murray has won 2 of the last 3 Grand Slam finals played against Novak Djokovic. Murray will play Djokovic for the 21st time on Wednesday, with the Serb leading 12-8 and having won 4 of their last 5 meetings. However, Murray has won 2 of their last 3 matches in the ultimate pressure of Grand Slam finals at the US Open in 2012 and Wimbledon in 2013. You're watching CoreTV News at prime time. We'll take another break and return with stories outside Nigeria. Remain with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back. Now, outside Nigeria, faced with increased pressure from the Houthi rebels and a deepening political crisis, President Abdrabbu Mansur Hadi has agreed to go ahead with the initiative to form a new national unity government in Yemen. The initiative comes after Zaidi Shiite rebel leader Abdulmalik al-Houthi urged supporters to press on with a campaign in Sana'a to oust the president. Zaidi fighters have been camped around the capital for the past 2 weeks and held protests almost throughout August to push for the government's resignation, accusing it of corruption. The rebel spokesman Mohammed Abdulsalam dismissed the initiative as an attempt to skirt around the demands of the Yemeni people, writing on his Facebook page that the rebels do not agree to it. The rebel leader has yet to officially respond, though a committee organizing rebels sitting in the capital called for protest Wednesday against the initiative. And now the Iraqi forces have pressed ahead with gains made in their advancement against Islamic State militant, but anger has boiled over in the capital, Baghdad, as hundreds of people stormed the parliament over the fate of soldiers who surrendered to the Islamists in June. The Iraqi troops also took 2 northern towns from the Islamists to score their first major victory over the Islamic State since June's collapse of the army, which left 1,700 troops in insurgents' hands and their fate unknown. Concerns over the fate of those left in Islamist hands have been fueled by widespread report of atrocities, killings and beheadings which boil over as most people whose relatives are in captivity with the Islamists seek to know their fate. The protesters who stormed parliament are said to have begun a sitting protest while riot police have been trying to evict them. Well, it has been the show tonight on our primetime news. On behalf of the entire news crew, I am Frank Omalape, wishing you a pleasant night rest. Bye for now.